And welcome to Breakfast TV show this beautiful Thursday morning. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. This morning we are starting the show with the stories that are trending on the tabloids. But first we'll start with the stories we have on ABS website this morning. And our guest is already seated in the studio this morning. But before you meet him, we have to take a short break to get you prepared for what we have for you this morning. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And our guest this morning is Chris Okosa. Chris is a public affairs analyst. Glad to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like we are twinning this morning. Almost the same color of clothes,
Yeah,
black and lemon, black and yellow. Okay, so we once again welcome you to the press review segment of Good Morning Anambra. And the stories are trending on ABS website are: Soludo goes tough against criminals, move to deploy technology-based security outfit. Soludo offers amnesty to repentant criminals, gives February 2025 deadline. ABGA leadership, INEC bows to Supreme Court verdict, recognizes Ezo Kenwa. Anambra State Assembly commends Soludo on road projects. ABS holds a 2024 Carol and 9 lessons in Oka as MD Moloku seeks support for the needy. Obi Achebe annual lecture series, a foundation stone for World Center for Igbo Repository laid at UNIZIC. Bishop Ezo the Christ high rate of immorality, blames poor parental upbringing. And finally, Tinubu approves the reconstitution of executive management of 12 river basin development authorities. Okay, interesting stories we have on our website this morning. We are starting with the very first story where the governor is going tough on against criminals in Anambra State. And of course, he has promised that he's going to deploy technology-based security outfit. And most importantly is him offering amnesty to repentant criminals, giving them until February 2025 to come out clean.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So let's start from there.
Yeah,
your thoughts?
I think it's a good development because technology is the best way to deal with the problem of security. You understand? So if the government have to come in there, that problem is solved. Because if you see what happened if you, like now, in this form of the forest you're talking about, if you can't walk in there, drone can. You understand? Then if you have, chips around the corners in the forest there, it can always help you to checkmate what's going on around, And then you see what's going on tracking. If you put a tracking in your vehicle, even if it's taking out your vehicle from you, you can always stop it anywhere, or it could be tracked.
Yes.
So it's a very, very, a welcome development. If the government have to, think that way. You understand? Yeah. So.
Okay. So on the part of amnesty, granting amnesty to repentant criminals, what's your thought on that also?
Still good, because sometimes hardship can make somebody think negative. Okay. So if that's a way you can retrieve them, and put them into training, if you give amnesty, you don't have to give money. You understand? You have to train. So you train and engage. Understand? I think it's a welcome development, because if they know that that's tomorrow for them, definitely everybody will come out clean.
All right.
You understand? Yeah.
Okay, we still have other stories there. Of course, yesterday, ABS, our own ABS, we had our Christmas carols and 9 lessons, and it was a fun fair. It was very exciting. People came from different parts of the state, even from outside the state, to come and, enjoy with us and also celebrate Christ, because he is the reason for the season.
That's it. Yeah, you see, what happened yesterday, for real. Everybody felt it. You understand? Aroma real jam-packed. You see, you guys, ABS really paint the place rainbow. You understand? Everybody was like, what's going on? You know, who is this? Who is behind this? You understand? So we love what happened yesterday, though. And we hope that more are going to be coming up that same way.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
So quickly, because of want of time, we would have loved to touch all the stories on our website, but let's quickly see what we have on the tabloids this morning. The first newspaper under review is the Daily Independent newspaper, with the big story there talking about the 2025 budget of 47.9 trillion naira that was presented by the president yesterday. Defense, education, infrastructure get lion's share of 12.49 trillion naira. And we have the writers there saying federal government targets 34.82 trillion naira in revenue to fund budget projects 1,500 naira to $1. Okay, projects 1,500 naira to $1. Crude oil production of 2.06 mpbd. And then debt servicing to Gulf 15.81 trillion naira. Budget deficit 13.08 trillion naira. Tinubu says Nigeria generated 14.55 trillion naira revenue in 9 months. PDP described Tinubu's 47.9 trillion naira 2025 budget as anti-people. Okay, then up there we can see confusion in civil service over plan to reverse AGF's appointments. Federal government okays 161 million pounds, $750 million investment to expand electricity access. Edo Assembly can't suspend local government chairman. Tinubu okays executives for Rivers Basin Development Authorities. Afenifere calls for immediate unconditional release of Farotimi. Our task is to intimidate, take over Oyo in 2027, Ganduje boasts. NAS won't kill tax reform bills, says Akpabio. CUPP exposes plot to frame up Ugo Chinyere, slam him with treason charges. Wow, a lot is happening in the front page of the Daily Independent newspaper. Of course, we have seen that the president submitted the appropriation bill to the House for them to go through it and then bring it out for passing into law. Now, I'm so concerned about the riders there. We have a lot of them there saying that the federal government is projecting 1,500 naira to $1. Is that even? I mean,
it's really.
That's not encouraging at all.
But is it real? Can they make it real?
It's not even encouraging.
Because the dollar, is a forex thing. To cut the size of the dollar, you must be prepared for export. You understand? That's where the government, you're supposed to be planning all. If you want to really cut down the size of dollar, you understand? You plan. And start packaging people into export. In fact, it is a thing that every state are supposed to get involved, because there's something now on the non-oil export. It's an opportunity for Nigeria to wake up, to cut down the size of dollar. You understand? If we have to roll back down home, establish agricultural programs, and there's a lot of things that you can export. The world is looking in home. They're looking back here in Africa, back Nigeria. So it's an opportunity for us, to see how we help the SMEs to develop them, put them into cooperatives, you understand, and then go into the forest market. Yeah,
So what's your thoughts on the description of that budget by PDP saying it's anti-people?
Of course, that is politics. Whatever, because I know, but no, the tax is heavy on people. You understand? But the only way you can receive tax comfortable is when you support the business anybody's doing. Because you can't tax somebody who doesn't have anything doing, okay? If you have business, like I said about the SMEs, if government can support them, then you can get revenue from them. And that's if we fall it back to government.
And we won't have the need for borrowing again, because from that budget we are saying that servicing of debt alone is going to go up about 15.81 trillion naira.
We don't need to borrow no money anymore. There are a lot of things to do, even human capitals. If we develop them, you can export them to go and raise funds. These kids that are all over the corner, sports, just get entertainment, get back to them, develop them, and push them out to the world. They'll bring the money back. We don't need to go borrow. The little one we have to manage it. You understand? Then develop human capital. That's the most important thing, so that they can work with the government to raise funds. You understand?
Okay. Let's also see what we have in the Blueprint newspaper this morning. Many fear dead, injured in Ibadan children's fun fair. Yes. That's the story we have there. And then anyone involved will be held accountable. Makinde. We saved Kwara from 21 billion naira bond servicing, says former speaker. Nigeria, other African nations to establish credit rating agency. Federal government molds task force for Super Eagles 2026 World Cup qualification. And we can see there bandits kidnapped 40 in Zamfara, local government headquarters in 2 weeks, coming from the residents. Then 2025, Tinubu targets 34.82 trillion naira revenue to fund 49.7 trillion naira budget. Defense security gets 4.91 trillion naira, infrastructure 4.06 trillion naira, education 3.5 trillion naira, then 2.48 trillion naira goes to health. Autonomy, Algon urges defaulting state to conduct polls. Kaduna Electric begins installing of 5,608 meters under MAF. With a 14-year-old MOU, IIJ remains affiliated to Unimaid. And then Nigeria's $42.01 billion external reserves can finance 9-month importation. We won't kill tax reform bills coming from NAS, extends implementation component 2024 budget to June 2025. Okay. Now, still talking about the budget, the first paper we reviewed was talking about the health infrastructure gulping a large sum. But now it is being broken down in the blueprint, saying that defense security will gulp 4.91 trillion naira, and infrastructure 4.0 trillion naira, education 3.5 trillion naira, and of course health 2.48 trillion naira. I mean, to me, education should have been topping the chart.
Yeah, that's it. That's because that is the key. You understand? If you educate somebody, you have empowered the person. You understand? And even like the rural people in the rural area, that's those old women, need to get back and educate them so that it will be easier for them to understand the government policies and be able to follow it up. You understand? So it's not all education is not just like looking for the children alone. No, everybody needs to be educated. You understand? Information. Yeah, so the government need to put in time and put more money in there. Because it's the foundation.
Yes.
In the foundation,
I mean, we need to, that particular sector needs to be looked into because we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Research, we are no longer conducting research in our universities. Then we keep hearing a strike action upon strike action from different unions in the universities. Lecturers are complaining, students are complaining. So I think the federal government should have looked into all those things, all those pending matters and see
equip the schools.
Exactly.
Now that you're talking about the digital era, you understand? You need to equip the schools. You understand? It will help.
It will. Okay. We also have other stories in the front page of the Blueprint newspaper today. We are even tired of talking about banditry and kidnapping because we are seeing another one here. Bandits kidnap about 40 in Zamfara local government headquarters. Well, since defense and security is going to go up the sum of 4.91 trillion, we believe that when this particular
sector is
that things will go on well. Like when you come to insecurity, that we arrest it, in this country.
That still get back to education because you need to educate those people how to use the tools that they got. You understand?
Yes.
Because you can have equipment, but because you don't know how to use it, it seems like you will just be lying there. You don't know what to do with it. You understand? So you need to educate the people too, in the military, in the police. You understand on how to use the digital equipments to
know-how. Yeah,
yes,
okay. So the Daily Times newspaper is the next paper under review this morning. Tinubu president, okay, we've seen that. Budget as defense, infrastructure, health, education take big share. We've talked about that. Tinubu approves management for river basin authorities. Tinubu presents a 49.7 trillion budget of restoration. Okay, that's what is tagged.
Yes.
Budget of restoration before joint session of NAS. 2024 budget implementation extends to June 2025. Wow. Okay. President Tinubu arrives Lagos for festive holidays. Thursday tourism tea with Elizabeth Abola. Okay, that's it's for inside story in the Daily Times newspaper. Let's see what we have in Daily Trust. Scores of children fed dead in Ibadan carnival stampede. Parents demand release of corpses. Organizers arrested. Victims cry out as FCTA demolishes 20,432 structures. And then natives threaten to go spiritual. Okay. Lawyer seeks adequate compensation. Notices. No going back on exercise coming from Wike, the minister. Okay. PDP crisis. North Central leaders meet in Abuja, insist on chairmanship. Total Energies, MRS, Sahara, others win 25 new oil blocks. $1 billion loan. Your statement misleading. Dangote replies NMPCL. Okay, because yesterday they were saying that they took loan of about $1 billion.
Wow.
Yes, that they they invested in Dangote refinery.
Okay.
Now, I mean, you need to read up the story on page 25 of the Daily Trust newspaper just to get the full reply from Dangote himself. Okay, so quickly, we still have onion heat. 250,000 naira a bag.
Oh,
wow. Farmers, traders blame flooding and inflation. CBN restricts POS agents to 1.2 million daily transaction, 100,000 for customers. And 2025 budget, security gets lion's share gobs. Okay, we've talked about that. All right, these are the stories we have on the both papers, the Daily Times and the Daily Trust.
Yeah.
So quickly.
Yeah, so well, we're talking about the budget is fine this year. So the implementation is what we're looking up now, see how they can implement it, So, and you see what the River Basin Authority, management, the state, the federal government want to get into now. It's very, very important. You understand? Because these are all, support back to the agricultural sector. You understand? You can imagine what you talk about onions.
Onion is not the new gold.
You can imagine that,
Wow.
And there's no home that doesn't need that.
Especially this festive period, we have a lot of all one base to attend.
So it is very, very important that government go back to, those areas and see how they can assist the rural people, because they have the workforce there.
Yeah.
So with a little assistance you can put there, you can change their face, put a smile in their face, So it's a good development there,
Okay, so what are your thoughts also on what is happening in Abuja? The minister destroying about 20,432 structures. Because last week, I think we had it on the papers that the Senate warned the minister, Wike, to stop the demolition for the police. He has insisted that he will go through. Even here, he's saying that there is no going back. Then there is no compensation for people whose properties are being destroyed.
That's too bad. Because those properties, some of them have CFOs, and that government know when they are building those houses. Yes, and so why destroying? If it's a cost of construction or something, then the owner must be compensated. And relocated.
Yeah.
You understand? You must give them a place to go. These are people who have, helped in developing the state capitals, the capital itself. Now, maybe because it's not in power and you want to destroy his property. So what about you tomorrow? What's going to happen to you? So everybody should, have a human face if you are working, no matter what it is. It's very important that we get stop from, listen to the cry of the people. Because you are working for the people, you are working for yourself. The government is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. So there's no way you're using the opportunity because you are the minister, then anything you said. And even the government is telling you to stop that, and you want to prove that you're hectic, that you can do it all, it's wrong. You know.
Okay, this is another sad story talking about scores of children feared dead in a Ibadan carnival stampede. I mean, children, they went all out to have fun and enjoy themselves because we are in a festive period, and then to hear that about 16 of them are gone, that's disheartening. Even though the state government has actually arrested the organizers of the event, pending when the investigation is being concluded. But that's a sad story to hear,
very, very sad.
especially this period.
Your children go out and they don't come back.
Exactly.
And
the parents.
So, and another thing, for real, before anybody go into, having the children come together, you must go and plan very, very well. Because, the environment, you must check out, how convenient it is for them to be there. You can't take people at, a room that you will contain about 10 people. You go and put in 30 people in there. Already you are causing the problem. Okay? So I think the best thing is anytime any organization want to set up a show, understand, they have to get the expert to go and check the environment and see if it's convenient for the children to get in there. You understand? So it is a very sad story, and then government for real have to check and then compensate the families that lost their kids. You understand? And then the people that organize it, for real, it's unfortunate that it happened. You have to go in and see the cost so that, that you can know what to do, what you are chasing.
Okay, let's see what we have on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Economy rapidly responding to reform stimulus, says Tinubu. Okay. And then we have riders. President lays a 49.7 trillion naira 2025 budget estimate. Akpabio Abbas promised swift passage. Okay. 2024 budget lifespan extended till June. Okay. Then we have the custom stops VAT payment on CNG domestic gas. President appoints executive for River Basin Development Authorities. Okay, we've talked about that. And then leadership role rocks Office of Accountant General of Federation. Party 2024 enrollment in NHIS highest ever. CBN limits cash withdrawal from POS to 100,000 naira. That's for people that have up to 100,000 naira. Because most of the POS agents and operators, when you get to them, they will tell you that the maximum they can give to you is 20 or 50,000 naira. So,
and even increase their revenue,
Definitely, that's the biting part of it. Because before now, we used to collect like for 5,000 naira, use 100 naira.
Yes.
But now you see people that will tell you for 5,000 is either 200 or even 300 naira.
Even 1,000, you're paying 200 naira.
So we are now using.
You're buying money.
We are using naira to buy naira.
Buy
wow,
your money, you understand?
That's quite interesting.
So
okay.
I don't know where that policy and how the people come about it, and how people put in interest. I don't know how they calculate it. You understand? You can imagine that we want to take 1,000 naira, somebody's taking 200 naira, and still the bank sometimes, we tell you service charge of 50 naira. I don't know, what's going on.
And the funny thing is that the ATM spots at the bank, you go there, you stand from morning till night, yet you don't see any money to withdraw. Now, CBN giving this particular instruction to POS agents, it means something that they are just funding them, giving them money to go and do business.
It's
and then if you go to the bank to collect money from the ATM machines, you will not see any. That's not nice.
Even the bankers itself, they back up those guys. Yes, and they give them money every morning. They just go there and go collect money to go and sell money, And then
of course, that didn't start today, especially this festive period. Some people want to go to for all the social events. They want to go with clean money that they would spread and all that. So that didn't start today. But then again, restricting the POS. I mean, these are people that are just doing their businesses. Why restricting them? If they have 1 million to give out, why restricting them to give out the money? If they have the money to give out to people, I don't know why they are regulating them. But then it is what it is. But the important thing is that CBN should try as much as possible to let naira circulate very well, especially this season, because a lot of people are complaining. And then the e-platforms are not working. Sometimes you do transfer, and then people network is nothing is working. Yeah. I mean, they should look into all those things and see how they will help the poor masses. Someone said, okay, even if you say that we should all go e-banking, what about the poor woman in a rural community that sells vegetables? So if I want to buy a vegetable of just 50 or 100 naira, I'll transfer. I have to transfer to the woman.
I don't even know if you have
an account. An account. Okay, now this particular statement from the president that economy is rapidly responding to reform stimulus. What's your thought on that?
Reform, it's very, very important. Very, very important. But, government have to start it up. Give people incentives, support businesses people are doing. Yes, sir. That's the only way. Yes, sir. You can't go and get loan, and the people that you are bringing loan for is not getting the impact. Yes, sir. Because if you say you have collected loan take for example Anambra State, collect loan, and we're not seeing what you're doing with it. Yes, sir. Then you'll be confused. But if it is say you train people, and you want to empower them. You're bringing it, so the person will know that this money is a loan and you're going to pay it back. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So it's a thing that all of us have to work together to go back that pay the loan. You understand? But collecting loan and you're not seeing anything is your politics.
Mm. Okay, that's a good one. We have a whole lot of stories, things going on in the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. We've talked about the stampede that killed about 16 children in Ibadan yesterday when they went to enjoy themselves, have a Christmas party, and we pray that the soul of those little ones rest in peace, and also we condole with the families of yes. The people that lost their loved ones. Yes. Okay, so the next paper is the Punch newspaper this morning. Still about the big story there is about the Ibadan Fun Fair tragedy. Oni's ex-wife orders face probe as 32. Okay, now so Punch is even saying it's 32 children. While others are saying 16. Okay, as 32 children feared killed. Okay, UCH 2 orders confirm 16 deaths. Makinde vows justice, sympathizes with parents. AGF to meet Senate panel on tax reform bills today. PSC promotes over 8,000 police officers. Cash scarcity, OPS faults CBN's limit on POS withdrawal. That's certainly what we've been saying here. Saraki, Plateau Governor, North Central bigwigs demand PDP chairman slot. Gridlock grounds Lagos Ibadan Expressway as driver dies in crash. Wow. 18 Edo local government chairman fault suspension. Okpebele orders probe. And then federal government plans a 13 trillion naira loan as Tinubu present for the 9.7 trillion naira 2025 budget. Well, we are talking about using a large sum of money to service our loan. Now we are planning to take another 13 trillion naira loans to service the budget.
We don't need it. We don't need it, So, and we are selling crude. Yes, sir. We're not refining the petrol. We're selling crude to import fuel. You can imagine this kind of crazy act, The government should, start thinking inward. It is high time they say the truth.
Yeah.
And if you go borrow such money, what are the plans? What do you want to do with it? The ones that you borrowed, what did you do with it? So I don't think we need it.
Okay. When we talk about since last week, we've been talking about this tax reform. It has met a lot of controversies. People are saying that it's anti-people. Some group of people came out to say that it's a right step in the right direction. Some are saying that it's anti-people. And then the Senate is saying that they are not going to step down. They keep talking about it, of course, engaging people until it's been passed into law. So I'm asking you, what's your thought about that reform bill?
Yes.
Tax reform bill.
Tax reform bill, that it is very, very good that, we pay tax. Understand? Because it is people's tax that you can use to work for the people. Understand?
Yes.
But the problem is giving it to yourself. Yes, sir? Sometimes you give your friend, a revenue to go and collect. How can you do that? If you are collecting people's money to put into somebody's pocket. If you want to do that, the government want to be real about it. It must be digital. Tax collection must be digital so that any money comes in, everybody will see it. And whoever that is the agent will build into the app. so that you can see your own, see government own, the local, the state, and the federal. Exactly. And when you have such money, that you show what you're going to use your own for. You must pour it back to the people. Yes, that revenue is good, but you can't tax somebody who doesn't have a job. That is why it's good to train and engage and then be able to collect revenue from them. Yes, so any policy government is doing without checking back home what people are doing and how they are feeling is wrong.
Okay, you know, in that reform bill, they talked about the VAT, that that's value added tax, that the state government is going to be taking about 50%, and then the local government 35%, where the federal government is going to be taking 15% out of the whole. So you feel this sharing formula, it's okay. It's going to aid development.
If it is real, if they're going to do it. The people are dodging going digital. Because everything will be naked, you can see it. Yes, you will see how much is collected. You can imagine when you ask somebody to go and start collecting money from KK people, understand? And maybe he collected 20,000 and is giving government 5,000. So the 15,000, where is it going to? Yes, sir? It is wrong. Anything you want to do, let people know where the money goes and how we're going to use the money. And they will be happy to pay the tax. Everybody will be happy. If you have a job to do. They say it's pay as you earn. You don't tax somebody who doesn't have a job.
Okay, let's quickly go over to the last paper we have under review this morning. That's the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Inflation to slide to 15% next year, says Tinubu. Okay, and then we have as riders as he presents 49.7 trillion naira 2025 budget. Then experts express divergent views on budget estimate. Over 30 feared dead, scores injured at Ibadan Children Fund Fair tragedy. Organizers already in custody won't go unpunished if found culpable, coming from the Governor Makinde. Drama as Asset Recovery Committee storms tribunal to recover vehicle, convene PDP council. Illegal hawking of Naira notes, we won't spare airing banks, coming from CBN governors. Governor rather says $42.01 billion external reserves can finance importation for 9 months. Edo Council Chairman De Okpebole vows to continue to expiration of their tenure. Okay, well, this is much we have on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. And we've talked about most of the stories that we have here. Only for what is happening in Edo. You know, some local government chairmen were suspended because of a lot of things, bad conduct and all that. Now they are coming now to tell the governor that he doesn't have the right, and the state assembly that they don't have the right to suspend them, that they will keep working pending when their tenure will expire. You know, we've been talking about local government autonomy and all that. Yeah. I mean, my question is, the government and state house of assembly, do they have the right to suspend every local government chairman?
No. These guys are elected. If you're elected, it's just like the way the governor is elected. Understand? If it's an appointment, then you can. But if it's an elected person, now you go to court, you see that you don't have your powers. You know, how the place is stopped. You know, it's the same power you got. You know, you are in the state, he's in the local government. So there's no way you can just wake up anyone and say you sack him up. No. But if court decide on that, then he's going to leave the seat. Yes, sir. But you know, here everybody thinks because you supported or you helped to put somebody in there, then you can run him. That's not the way to do it. Yes, you must give everybody his own space.
Okay, so basically, if they are just a transition committee chairman that we are appointed by the state senate and state assembly and the governor, they can actually remove them when they err. But once
if he's elected, give him the space, because that's a constitution that
well, I guess this will be causing more trouble in the state, but they should handle it carefully to make sure that the state is not being thrown into quagmire, especially this season. Well, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you to you for joining us on Press Review this morning. We really appreciate your presence. Okay. Well, we've been here with Chris Uposa, a public affairs analyst, and thank you also to all our viewers out there. Thank you for being part of our press review this morning on the program. Good morning, Anambra. My name is Chidima Oramwa. We're not going yet, but we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.